Hello everybody and welcome back. Today I'm going to teach you how to do Symmetra's teleporter. So in Overwatch there is this character called Symmetra, and her ultimate is to create a teleporter that is going to be placed at the endpoint is going to place somewhere in the world where she is going to set it, and the starting point is going to be in the base. So as you saw in the final result, when I'm going to press my button and then click, I'm going to spawn a line chase, which is going to get the end location. Actually, the impact point of the line chase is going to set here the teleporter, and here is going to be the base. So every time I'm going to spawn this, it is going to spawn in the same spot. Okay, so one thing that I want to do here is check this. Okay, and now I'll be able to spawn multiple. And as you can see, they're always going to spawn in the same position. So this is going to pretty much be the base of our team, and that's where it is going to be spawned. Alright. Okay. So let's begin. First, what we need to do here is to create the teleporter. So I have like this. I have 2 cubes, 2 static meshes. I have a sphere attached to one of the static meshes. Then at the second static mesh, I had a capsule component or a capsule collision. Okay, and I set its half height and radius to fit this sphere right here that I have with a material, and kind of looks like a rugby ball. Okay, then what I have here is an event begin play, and here I have a cast to my game mode. So in my game mode, what I have here, if I can find it here, in my game mode what I have is a variable called spawn point. So this variable is going to pretty much set the base of our teleporter. Okay, so we are going to get game mode, cast to the game mode, get a spawn point, and then we are going to set the world location of the first static mesh, which is this one, which have the capsule collision. Then here I'm going to have a widget and some stuff which I'm going to do later, if I'm going to remember. Okay, then what we need to do is to create the actual mechanic of teleporting, which is pretty simple and basic. So once I'm going to start to begin overlapping with this collision right here, I'm going to cast my character. So if this cast won't fail, we know that this is going to be our character. So if this is true, we are going to do once. Why I'm going to do a do once is because I'm getting some errors. It might be my blueprint or I've did something wrong, but still this is not really going to affect it. So we are going to do once. Okay, let me get the result on right here. So we are going to do once. Out of completed, we want to do a branch. We want to create a new variable, an integer called teleport integer. So this is going to check if, so in the game by default you're going to have 6 teleporters. So that means that you can use the teleporter 6 times until it is going to get destroyed. So this is going to be equal or less than 0. If this is going to be false, we are going to set the actual location of our character. From us character, we are going to set the actual location. We are going to set the teleport integer to be teleport integer -1, or we can even use the decrement. So decrement right here, which if you're going to double click on it, I think you're going to see the blueprint itself. So what it does is getting the target, which the target is the variable right here, and it's going to set it to be the value of the target -1, and then it's going to automatically set it. Okay, and then what we want to do, actually no, this comes a little bit later, because this has to do with a HUD. If you don't want it, you just don't if you don't want to create it, you just don't create it. Okay, so now let's go to our character. Here, what we want to do is to get an input action mapping. Mine is called use, bind it to my button. If you're going to go to edit, project settings. Okay, I misclicked. Okay, so yeah, I misclicked. So edit, project settings. Then go to input, let it load first, go to input. Make sure you're on action mappings. Click this plus sign right here, give it a name and give it a button. Okay, and then once it is going to press, we want to do a check. So just create a variable, a boolean. Mine is called spawn teleporter press. If this is going to be false, we are going to set it to be true, and if this is going to be true, we are going to set it to be false. So think like that. Once I'm going to press my E button, which I don't know how to explain this. So once I'm going to press my E button, I want to be able here to spawn my teleporter. But once I'm going to press that the second time, I want to make sure that I'm going to set it to false. So when I'm going to fire, I'm not going to spawn my teleporter, and I'm going to actually use my weapon to kill an enemy. Okay, then here again I have another input action mapping. So in order to, as I said, edit project settings, input, give it a name, and make sure you have leftmost button, or actually whatever button you want. Then we need to do a branch if you have your boolean spawn teleport press, if that is true. As I said, if this won't be true, we want to fire our weapon, and that's going to kill our enemy. Then we want to do another branch here. We want to check if we can actually spawn the teleporter, if our ultimate charged or not. And if it's true, we want to do a line trace. So what you want to do is to get a line trace by channel, get your camera, get the world location, plug that into the start, get a forward vector, multiply this with a float, mine is 700, add those values up and plug that into the end. Then get from actors to ignore, make an array, and get yourself right here. You don't mind my actor right here. And if you want to see your line chase, go here to draw, debug type, and get persistent. Okay, and out of the return value, you want to get a branch that is going to check if we hit something or not. And if in order to see that, when you're going to do the line chase, at the end here, you should be able to see a red dot. That means that we hit something. If you're not going to be able to see a red dot, that means that you did not hit anything. Okay, if we did not hit anything, we want to set the spawn teleporter press to be false, because let's say you missed, that means that you don't want to do it anymore. And if you still want to do that, what you can do is just unplug it from there and you will be able to do it. So let's test it out. Yes, you can see it is based on personal preference right here. Then what you want to do is to spawn the actor. So spawn actor from class. In the class, get the teleporter. The world rotation, the spawn transform rotation should be the actor rotation, and the spawn transform location should be the impact point out of the out hit. So when you're going to bake the hit result, you're going to get the impact point. That means the red dot at the end of the line trace. And by default, you are going to have like this. So recombine, okay? Spawn transform, I highly recommend you to just play the struct pin, plug this in here, and the impact point in here. Then you want to set the spawn teleport press and the can spawn teleport to be false. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Then, in order to set the spawn point of the base, we are going to use the level. So here I'm going to open the level blueprint, and here you can see that I casted. So I got a game mode and I casted to the first person game mode, and then I set the spawn point, because that's how my variable is called. Here you can see spawn point and it's a vector, and just get the actor location of base and put it into the spawn point. And the base actor is basically an empty actor in the scene, and it's placed so the actor won't be in the floor and it won't be too high like this. Okay, as you can see. Okay, so back to the original position. Okay, so now let's get into the HUD part, where you can see how many teleports you can still use. So this is my HUD, which is going to just have a text right here. But the most important part is the binding of the text. So make sure here at the justification you're going to have the middle one. So this is going to align your text to be centered. So your text is going to be centered. What that means is, if I'm going to make this text right here bigger, you're going to see the text always staying between these two dots right here. And if I'm going to make this, to drag this on the left side, you're going to see that this is still centered, because the two dots are centered right here on this line, and so the text is. If this would be to the left part right here, it would be to the left 3 dots, and if this would be to the right one, to the right 3 dots. Okay, then let's go to our binding. Okay, so this is it. So what you want to do is just create an integer and just plug this into the return value right here, and the engine is going to make the it's going to transform your integer into a print string or text automatically. Then let's go into our teleporter once again. What we want to do on event begin play, we want to create a teleport. We want to create widget in the class get your teleport in HUD. Then make sure here you're going to promote this to a variable, and then add the variable to the viewport. And then what you want to do is to get your variable and set the teleport integer to be 6, because my teleport integer from the actual blueprint is 6 by default as well. And then here we want to do a set timer buff function. Okay, so I forgot about this. So what it's going to do is going to check every 0.5 second. It is going to run this function right here, which is going to check if the teleport integer is going to be less or equal to 0, and if this is true, we are going to destroy the actor, which is going to be the teleporter because itself. Okay, so then what you want to do here, out of the set actor location and out of the decrement, we want to get the teleport integer HUD, set the teleport integer, and then plug the result integer from the decrement into the teleport integer right here. And out of the delay right here, you should get, let's say 0.2, a pretty low value, and out of there, just reset the do once. If I would not have this do one right here, do once, okay, for some reason, when I'm going to get into my teleporter, it is going to get sometimes 2, sometimes 1. So it seems that now it's working, but I would prefer to use the do once just to make sure that I'm not going to get any error. But this again, this only is going to affect you if you're getting errors or not. So I think that my explanation wasn't really clear on these blueprints, unfortunately. So if you didn't understand something, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments below. So guys, this was pretty much all for this tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed and liked this tutorial, and as well I hope that you'll learn something new from it, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And guys, until next time, goodbye.